There's quite a bit of tech talk back there, right? So, well, let's simplify it. Let's put it in the business context. So I'm JP Saini. I'm the Chief Digital and Technology Officer for Sunbelt Rentals, a premier global brand with a pretty diverse line of offering in all things equipment rental, from as simple as a hand tool to these large machines you will see, to very specialized solutions in terms of HVAC, power, you name it, from flooring to good kept secret is we also are in the film and TV business. So most of the stuff you see in probably Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime or others is most likely chances are shot in one of our studios. So again, that's just to put in perspective what the brand is all about. What we really care about is bringing people, product, and these solutions together in a comprehensive manner. And to that effect, if you think about it, a business that's already very healthy and profitable and high growth, high touch, you take that business and now you want to do a complete business transformation led by digital and tech. Now, that's a pretty ambitious, easier said than done statement. But we took that challenge on about 3 years ago, and that's where I came into the play with the organization. What I learned quickly was, our DNA within Sunbelt of make it happen. Now, so as we embarked on, understanding what do we need to transform, to how do we deliver it, to how do we secure it. So that's where sort of Zscaler partnership was very eminent at the very forefront of it. And I've been a client of Zscaler in the past as well. But this sort of carries with me. So we looked at 6 different domains, from creating omni-channel commerce. I'll skip the names of these partners behind the scenes for various reasons, to bringing in a brand new point of sale, to a complete integrated supply chain platform, to dynamic pricing, to a complete service platform, given that we are such a capital-intensive, asset-intensive business. And then you have to stitch it all together with some sort of underlying framework. But then while you do that, you still need a network that will allow you to deliver this effectively and every single transaction that happens. And you got to make sure that it's secure, right? So that's sort of our story on how we got through it. So quick, again, reflection to the brand, industry-leading fleet. You can see it's a very capital-intensive business. We've been fortunate to have the opportunity to invest, with confidence and with responsibility, but not leave the opportunity in the marketplace. Given the pandemic, all of that we've worked through, we've been able to continually invest and bring the best to the marketplace in terms of solutions. That's a quick history timeline of what Sunbelt is all about. Humble beginnings, like no different than any other business, but a pretty promising business today. I'll promise you, if you didn't know Sunbelt Rentals, as you step out, you'll probably see right here in the convention hall or out on the road, we're on the fabric of the society every single day. So, quick, sort of how does all come together? We talked about the business transformation of those domains that allows us to write 22,000 plus contracts a day just within North America. We happen to be the 14th largest private fleet carrier in the United States, so we're also a logistics company. And now you're bringing in this entire transformation together. So do we make it all about tech? Certainly not. So our mission is not to really talk about tech, but really empower our people who are at the forefront of serving that experience every day to the clients over and over. So to that effect, the philosophy I carry is that technology isn't the thing, it's the thing that gets us to the thing, and that thing is positive business outcomes. And that's really the way to get it done, and then humanize our journey along the way. All right, so what's our journey with Zscaler? Of course, we started with where most of us would start, which is your ZIA, ZPA, ZDX. We had a sense of urgency, so we took a pretty aspirational approach. We got it done within 6 months, and we're continuing to build off that. Now, what does that bring to the table? If you think about it, we operationalized it. We brought the basic synergies to the table. We streamlined, all these components together, SecOps, NetOps, support components. I think that's where ZDX, played a pretty integral role on, think about going from a very traditional on-premise business to now, co-located business to now a multi-cloud SaaS environment. So you do need the line of sight into what happens because you're standing behind the reliability of delivering that interaction and deliver it securely, but also in an optimized manner. So our support teams deserve to have an opportunity to understand what's happening in the transaction. Most of the times, somebody's sitting at home, working remotely. I heard Starbucks cafe type of environment before. Well, you're going to have those lags, and primarily it's either on the carrier side, it's a Wi-Fi thing, but most times, the impression or the perception would be, hey, your application is slow. So I think it allows the teams to be more proactive in identifying and putting their finger on where it is, and then hence, we can go after the remediation accordingly. And eventually, I think as you'll hear more, and I think we are being proactive about how do we empower the end user itself to be more self-aware, and maybe some self-healing concepts that will come to the table. And of course, what comes next, I think we're looking at ZPC and other things, so certainly that's helpful. We just talked about our journey on streamlining process, integration of core Zscaler technologies to our ServiceNow platform that allows us to now take that integrated automation to the next level to really bring some of the self-healing concepts to the table, to greatly reducing our network issues and the resolution time that's associated with it, to bringing that visibility at the app level. Especially in our case, we're going to be in that hybrid for a while and then truly multi-cloud SaaS environment. So this becomes a critical component. Just a quick reflection of how this comes together. If you're not familiar with it, you'll probably see some scoring, goes from red to yellow to green. You see this is just a snapshot of some applications that exist in our landscape that tells you that score is either healthy, performance is good, or it's in yellow, we got to do something about it. So red, of course, the house is on fire. But that just a more proactive way of looking at it. On the next slide, you can see, how do you really see the Wi-Fi we just talked about, or the branch segmentation we talked about. You do have pretty good insight into what's happening, on the Wi-Fi end or on the LAN end or beyond that. In this slide, you'll see there's about 238 devices that had potential issues. Again, that's just a segmentation of what that stuff looks like, and then what's on Wi-Fi, what's wired, and of course, there's a lot of drill down on this that the teams have access to. So with that said, that's our Sunbelt story. I'd encourage you to look at these things more from if you're having a bit of a challenge on how do I justify this, there's always the opportunity to do a quick proof of concept. Stuff works, it's a good, credible story, and you go from there. So thanks for having me.